Welcome everybody. We are live from the Afrogamerdude, as you can see. And, I gotta give a shout out to a certain YouTuber here, the Immortal, John Hancock, for steering me on the right path here. See, I was storing all of my video games inside of the house. See, that's actually a bunch of shit. You don't want to do that. Instead, you want to keep all of the video games in the garage. And you even want to go so far as to add extensions onto your garage, make your garage bigger, so you have more room for the games in the garage. So, thank you so much for steering me on the right path there. And since I'm so grateful for you, John Hancock, and all that you've done for this retro gaming community, I thought I would dedicate a top 50 reasons list just for you, John Hancock. You're next. As I sip on my little smoothie here. For no particular reason. And I guess we'll get right into this. Top 50 reasons why John Hancock is a fraud. Here we go. Number one, here's a good one. I always got to bring this one up because this is just such a fucking, such a charlatan goddamn story here of what this guy did, but to Megatron manga. So, a YouTuber, I believe he's a YouTuber, yeah, by the name of Megatron Manga, decided he wanted to donate some video games to this humble museum of John's. So he had all these Amiga games that John Hancock assured him were worthless. Oh, nobody wants these Amiga games anymore. Oh, they're not really worth anything. So he's just downplaying the fuck about of how much these games are worth. Just say, they're not worth much. You know what I mean? But then, in the same breath, John Hancock is telling this guy all these super specific rules. Be super careful when shipping it. Make sure you pat down the box real good. Make sure that none of the games come damaged. So already you're full of shit. But then, apparently after John received these games, so Megatron Manga was commenting to John regarding these games later on, trying to talk to him. And John Hancock deletes the messages from Megatron after he gets the games that he wanted. And also he made Megatron pay him shipping. Megatron had to pay for the shipping to donate these games. Like, fuck, even the crooked MJR, when he gets Patreon donated, when he gets donated games, he offers to pay for shipping. Even that schmuck. And of course he tries to paint himself off as a hero. He has a hero for doing it, but Hancock is just too damn greedy. He just got his full hand in the cookie jar just at all times. Number two. He is running a fake game museum scam. Yeah, so our old pal John Hancock here came up with the brilliant idea. This collector of games who's already had like a ton of complete collections for game consoles, meaning a complete set of every single game ever released for a game console. This guy's just a huge collector / hoarder already. But then this guy comes up with an idea. You know what? I just don't have enough games, he thinks to himself. I need more games. I don't have any games. So he comes up with the idea to run a fake charity, a fake gaming museum. Donate to my humble museum. Donate me video games. Or donate me money for this startup business of mine where I'm going to open up a game museum in Seattle. And what a fucking... It's such an absurd concept. Like, this guy's a school teacher. He has, 3 children? At least 2. I think he has 3 children. Where are you going to find time to run a museum? Where are you going to find money? Okay, I know your fans float you a shit ton of money in games, but even then, it's going to cost so much money to run a building like this and maintain it. And, well, hell, just to hire a single employee, that's going to be a ton of money out of your pocket every year. You're probably going to have to pay him like half as much as you make as a teacher. So, yeah, where the fuck... How am I supposed to buy any of this bullshit about this museum? Number 3. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. John Hancock 4 months after Metal Jesus Rocks' basement leak scam. My basement is leaky. I need all your money. And then he fucking holes off to Japan 2 months later and buys thousands of dollars of import games. And 2 months after that moves into a new house. I need your money. This basement leak. It's like I don't have money to pay for this leak with my fucking thousands of Patreon dollars and thousands of ad revenue every month. Oh, but yeah, this John Hancock 4 months after this basement leak scam has a leaky roof. Oh, my roof is leaking. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Like literally, like 4 months afterwards, like you can't make this shit up. And also, again, same thing with the basement leak. Why the fuck is this your fans' problem? Why is this your audience's problem, dude? Fucking Christ, man. Give me a fucking break, a leaky roof. Get real. God, pay for your own home repairs like every other functioning adult in this fucking country, dude. These goddamn YouTubers like crying every time they have to spend like any amount of money on something that isn't video games. Grow the F up. Number 4. Oh God, a reseller. Okay, so literally a reseller at a convention overheard John Hancock saying to another vendor, and I quote, this is John Hancock's saying this, "You wouldn't believe the small fortune I've made from selling duplicates of games that I've gotten donated." Yeah, this guy, he's such an honorable, humble man, because first off, if somebody's looking for game donations for a game museum, they're not accepting duplicates of games. Okay, because they already have the game. They're like, I already have this for the museum. So clearly it's not for a fucking museum, this mythical museum of John Hancock's, okay? If he's accepting duplicates of games and then definitely not telling people that he's getting duplicates because he's selling them. He's selling the donations that are for the museum. Hello? This is all about money. It's always been about money from the very start. Okay, give me a fucking break, dude. Give me a fucking break about that. Yeah, fucking Christ. The small fortune I've made selling duplicates of games. What a scumbag. Yeah, all these people donating games to a mythical museum that they think is going to happen. They think they're donating games as a part of something. What a duplicitous asshole. Seriously. Number 5. Here's a funny one. This one cracks me up. So there's an early video of John Hancock's where he was asked why he started YouTube, and Hancock replies, and I quote, "Well, I heard there was money to be made in doing this." End quote. Nothing else. That's the only reason he gives. That's the only thing he says in regards to why he started YouTube. Like in his own words, yeah. I heard there's money to be made from doing this. Oh. God, what the fuck, dude? That's the only reason. He could even come up with some bullshit like MJR, like, well, it's such a passion for games, No, money. Oh, what are we on? Oh, fuck, okay, there's no number for this one. I wrote it in between 5 and 6. He eats tacos like a disgusting pig. Yeah, there's some video of him eating tacos, and he's literally eating like a pig out of the trough. Like he's shoving the tacos in his face, and the taco meat's like skidding inside of his thick, nasty beard. It's just, it's just disgusting. Disgusting. Oh, number 6. He doesn't let his children are not allowed to touch his brand new game console. So his PlayStation 5 that he obtained. This PlayStation 5 of his that he was so desperate to get, and then he finally got. His kids aren't even allowed to touch it. Like, dude, get the fuck. Are you serious? This guy, how do you think his kids are allowed to touch any of the games? I bet you anything. He's so strict when it comes to that. Like, oh no, you can't touch this. Oh no, you can't touch that. It just sits there in the garage and rots. If he doesn't even let him play the PlayStation 5, like, are you kidding me? What else doesn't he let him play? God, that's stupid. Number 7, he stores thousands of video games in the garage. Yeah, dude. Storing video games in the garage, I'm going to tell you right now, is not ideal. I would not recommend it. It's not smart. Especially if you're like him and you have You're like sitting on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of games and game consoles. You think you want to maintain that shit. You think you'd want to keep it nice, keep it in good working condition. But no, garages are not a great place to store games. I mean, the temperature is always fluctuating, which is very bad for discs, probably for cartridges too. You don't want the stuff in anywhere where there's vastly varying temperatures like all the time, like day, night seasons, winter, summer, spring. That's not good already. But then, yeah, you know, ants, spiders, these things find their way in garages. They just do. Because it's like basically outside. I mean, it's, I don't know. That's so stupid. And this guy, he's even built extension. He built an extension on his garage. Like, dude, why don't you build an extension on the house, if anything? But then, yeah, he builds an extension on the garage to make room for more games. Priorities, man, you know? You gotta make more room for the games on this house of yours. That's what he spends his time doing. It's all about nurturing the video game collection, you know, as this guy has 3 children and a wife. And yeah, who aren't allowed to touch his precious games, by the way. Yeah, great. It's PlayStation 5. They can't even play the brand new console. It's not even some like rare artifact or something. Like, it's just a new console. And like, yeah, it's hard to find now. But like, fuck, you're gonna be able to get one eventually, dude. Number 8. He laughs like a Scooby-Doo villain. Yeah. This guy literally, he's such a crook, he's such a scammer. Like, his laugh, even as an evil villain laugh, he's like, he laughs like the freaking, what is he laugh? He laughs like no, that's not the Joker. I don't know who laughs like that. Yeah, it sounds like it's either a Scooby-Doo villain or a Looney Tunes villain. I don't know. He has a weird-ass laugh. And yeah, he also never opens his eyes either. He's not like DMP bad. You know, like DMP just straight up has his eyes closed, like maybe, you know, 1 centimeter apart. But yeah, John Hancock will never open his eyes. I don't know why. Always squinting. Number 9. He false copyright strikes other channels. Yes, he is such a fucking crybaby when it comes to any criticism that he immediately feels the need to false copyright strike. He's so butthurt all the time. This grown man, this teacher, yeah, this guy is supposed to be teaching children, okay, like acts like a freaking baby on the internet. Copyright striking channels. I think, yeah, Dave, right? Smash JT, which, hey, you know, I'm no fan of Smash JT, but fuck, don't be false copyright striking over petty shit either. There's even more than that. I think that he's copyright striked as well. I forget if there's any. I know there's more. He's false copyright striked a bunch, and yeah, you know, Review Tech USA attempted. You know, he was gonna call him out on this, but then he backed out a day later. That flip-flopper. Yeah, I'm sure the MJR crew like came down on him hard or offered him a bribe or some shit. Who knows? Something behind the scenes. But let's give John Hancock another chance. Oh, poor John Hancock. He's such a good guy. He's just misunderstood. Get the fuck out of here. Number 10, he has cringe thumbnails. Yeah, his thumbnails are freaking, they're just either straight up disturbing or they're super childish. There's one, what was it? The GameCube hidden gems or GameCube games to buy before they run out. And he's got this look on his face like he's a little boy. I mean, all he's missing is like the little propeller hats on his head and the suspenders. But, oh God, I cannot stand just stupid cringy thumbnails like that on YouTube with the people like with the freaking soy face, you know, or the gaping mouth and everything like that, or the fake look of glee, you know, like, ah! Get the fuck out of here. You're like 40, 50-year-old men, okay? How is this cool? You know, these thumbnails, I never understood why people click on dumbass thumbnails like this. Like, make a cool thumbnail. Don't make these lame-ass, loser, kitty-ass, lame-o thumbnails. Make a cool thumbnail. Why doesn't anybody ever make a cool thumbnail that's actually cool? It makes you want to click on a video because it's cool and not just like, oh my God, like gaping mouth soy boy, like fake excitement. How does that draw in the views? Number 11. He constantly pushes off museum updates and pretends he has no time to give us an update on the museum of where it's going. Literally all you would have to do is pick up your iPhone and take a quick video explaining updates of the museum. It would take you a couple minutes, but yet you make all these diatribe videos about gaming and unboxings and every which fucking thing, and doing live streams, everything else. No, you can't. You don't have time to give an update about the museum. Like, okay, maybe you don't have time to come up with a lie. Okay, yeah, I guess that takes a long ass time, but if you were actually making steps toward a museum, like literally, boom, pick it up, put it down. Do it during your lunch break at school. Yeah, you have any amount of time in the world to do this any day of the week, and you don't because there's nothing to tell, because it's a scam. There's no museum. This is not happening. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, I have no time. He said, yeah, you have time. You have enough time to tell your audience that you don't have enough time. So why don't you just take that time that you pissed away telling them you don't have time and use that time to give a museum update? Okay, how about that? Yeah, no time. What a bunch of bullshit. Number 12. Oh yeah, so get this. The humble John Hancock here. He brings a duffel bag to all these gaming conventions and for donations for games. He's just carrying it around. He's carrying around this duffel bag. People come up to John Hancock and put games, like throw games, set them into the duffel bag. John Hancock gives them zero acknowledgement, zero thanks, and they just walk away. People, yeah. This is how fan worship works. This is how YouTube fan hero worship works. This is why I fucking hate these manipulative YouTubers, especially, the emotional YouTubers where they're constantly feigning for sympathy on their YouTube channel. Okay, because these are the people watching, like people who are so obsessed with these YouTubers who fucking literally simp for them, hero worship for them, that you'll just give them your games and they won't even so much as thank you. They'll just completely ignore you and you'll walk away. And they'll be walking away like a giddy schoolgirl, like, oh my God, I got near John Hancock. I think I breathed the same air as he did. Oh my God. It's freaking sickening, dude. That's also why I don't like fan donations on YouTube too, because it's like, you don't know who you're getting this stuff from. And all these gamers like who go to these conventions know better than anyone, okay? They're getting it from these, very suggestible people. But yeah, the humble John Hancock, not even a thank you, not even, oh, I appreciate this. This is going towards a good cause. Give him the time of day. No, just walks right the fuck past, dude. That's exactly what he thinks of you guys, you viewers too, his audience. I mean, between that and then saying, yeah, his only reason for joining YouTube is there's money to be made. Yeah, that's exactly what he fucking thinks of you guys. You're just his freaking bank account. You're just someone there's money to be made out of you. That's what he thinks of you, by the way. Number 13. He once admitted that he would sell off the entirety of his collection for, I quote, the right price. He said this in a live stream. I think it was a live stream. There's a clip of him actually. Yeah, there's like a legit clip of him saying that. You dumb fuck. You realize that you collected and hoarded all these games for the purpose of the gaming museum, all these games that people donated to you. They took money or games out of their wallet, and fucking sent them to you. You'll sell it for the right price, he says. You crooked motherfucker. This guy can't even keep his story straight. He can't even pretend that he's like, running this fake charity or this museum. He would literally sell off all these games in a heartbeat if somebody came by and flashed some money in his face. Give me a fucking break, dude. What a disgusting individual. Number 14. He has complete collections of games for consoles, that are all donated to him. Yeah, like all of these games, all these complete collections of his, they're just donated games. He didn't buy them, he didn't earn them, he didn't find them. They're just given to him by fans. What a douche. And then he thinks no less that those games are his right to sell. These games that he conned out of people with the false promise of a gaming museum. Which also, a gaming museum in general is just kind of a stupid idea, to be honest. But number 15, he uses his children for views. Yeah, he has a lot of videos where him with his children, which I don't know. I don't like it when these big YouTubers like that like shine a spotlight on their little kids. I don't know. There's just something weird about it. I feel like it's manipulative. I mean, at least if they're like in the thumbnails of the videos too, or it's like some clickbaity title. If they just happen to be in the video, it's not as bad, I guess. But I don't know. It's just something like, it kind of feels like you're whoring out your children for views and for ad revenue. Like if they're, you know, really, really little kids. Because I mean, you know, a little kid like can't really consent to being on the internet or on YouTube. Like they don't really understand what that means or what it entails. I don't know. It's just, I think it's kind of sketchy personally. I have mixed feelings about it. Number 16. He pretends that money donated to him is going towards game preservation. Yeah, like he's still accepting money to this day. I mean, he's still accepting money donations for the museum. I think he stopped accepting the gifts because he had to pretend to be COVID friendly, meaning of course that he wants people to fucking forget about this game museum scam and let it fade into obscurity and get away with stealing all of these games. Okay, that's what that means. COVID came at the perfect fucking time for Hancock, that he was able to, just cancel everything, put everything at a complete standstill. He wants people to forget all about this gaming museum, and hopefully that won't happen if I have anything to do with it, because he owes us a fucking game museum. He took your money, he took your games, give us the museum you promised, or give that shit the fuck back, except you won't, because you block messages from people who send you shit after they have second thoughts, or they have, mixed feelings about it. You block them, and along with everything else, there's no way you kept receipts of everything that's ever been sent to you. No fucking way on this earth. The lazy, the humble John Hancock here. Number 17, there's absolutely nothing preventing him from selling all of these donated games, as they are his property now. There's nothing stopping him legal-wise. I mean, I don't think he could get into any trouble for this. I mean, people would hate his guts. I mean, he could never show his face at a gaming convention, again, more than likely, but he wouldn't give a fuck. He could just hole up in his house. He could probably, he'll just, sell off all these games, like make at least $500,000 at this point. I'm guessing his game collection is probably worth like $500,000. I would have to guess. I guess that's just a guess. I don't know that, but I mean, fuck, my game collection isn't even that big, and it's at least worth $50,000. I mean, fuck, you know what I mean? Like my amiibo alone is probably like $10,000. I would have to guess. So I mean, fuck, all these like Asian old ass games for all these systems, and just all this crazy complete in box shit that he owns. Like, yeah, no, there's crazy money there. Oh, what is that? I'll get into that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. Number 18, John Hancock once said in a video that there are too many YouTubers. God, this selfish, greedy fuck. No, there's too many YouTubers. We need less YouTubers. No, yeah, we need me. Yeah, I need to stick around, but there's too many other YouTubers. Yeah, it's too much competition. Like, fuck off, dude. Too many YouTubers. Just a selfish prick. Yeah, of course you take offense to other startup YouTubers becoming successful. Of course that would be such a dangerous, scary idea for the immortal John Hancock. Yeah, of course you would take issue with that. Other YouTubers getting like a hint of success or a hint of fame. Number 19. He did a collab video with Happy Console Gamer, the creep. Yeah, the creepy man-child who sits on the floor in front of a coffee table, who, e-begs again and sells full friendship to little kids and, mentally unstable people. That fella, that fake gamer who claims he gives a shit about games when he literally has crushed every single game on his shelf that's ever been in his collection for the sole purpose that you can have them in horizontal stacks so that you watch his videos in the background. You can go ooh and ah over the games. The real gamer cred. Yeah, that creep. Hasn't cleaned his home in 20 years. Number 20. He is a member of the Metal Jesus crew. Yeah, I mean, do I even have to go into that one? He's like literally a member of the Metal Jesus Mafia, retro game mafia. Okay, literally everybody who is in this Metal Jesus crew is a piece of shit. Like every single person. Except for maybe the most, like, at least the main crew. I don't know. There's like a couple of like unknowns that are, I guess, in the Metal Jesus crew who are supposedly, or at least one point, but no, you're a member of this crew that's comprised of Metal Jesus Rocks, Radical Reggie, okay, like all these scammers. Yeah, now the immortal John Hancock, Kelsey and her husband who, literally admit to scalping games on YouTube, freaking Kinsey who begs for money for a Patreon for like a fucking YouTube channel that's goddamn dead in the water. Like you push out your patron only Q&A video once a month and that's like literally the only uploads you're doing. Give me a break. We also have, oh yeah, number 21. John Hancock is bitter and jealous of The Last Gamer. Yeah, this guy's throwing like so much salt regarding The Last Gamer. It's so pathetic to see these video game collectors at work. Like how they actually function as human beings. Cause like, they're so obsessed with video games and video game collecting, and they have such a high opinion and ego of themselves that they consider any other person who collects video games as a threat to them. Like they're, oh, well, yeah, this game, why this game, that game, that game, well, fuck this guy, your collection's not that great. Like they're so butthurt and jealous. They're like little children. They're like little children who can't share. It's hilarious. Like they're so threatened by the idea of anyone else even having a video game collection. It's so funny. They're so butthurt. Like they think they're rivals or some shit. It just boils them up inside thinking that somebody else out there has a video game that they don't. Like they literally function at the level of little children, and it's hilarious. These grown-ass adults. That's, yeah, one of the reasons why I don't like people. A lot of people who consider themselves retro collectors is they're all a bunch of elitist assholes. And yeah, they love all this price gouging and shit that YouTube and YouTubers cause. They love it. Because they think it's insurance. Like, oh, people can't buy the same games I have. People can't play the game that I have, that I can play. And this brings them so much joy. Like, they fall asleep at night. Like, this gives them comfort at night knowing that other people and, like, little kids and shit, like, can't play the games that they grew up on. These elitist fucks. Yeah, you know, he's so butthurt about The Last Gamer. It's hilarious. He's made so many, like, stupid, pathetic little comments about him. Same with Pat the NES Punk. He also he was livid when him and Ian did a video discussing The Last Gamer. Like not one single smile and just anything he could to poke holes in this collection. Oh, it's pathetic behavior for these grown men. Number 22. John Hancock believes in trade fodder. Now, if you don't know, this is another thing that these elitist game collectors like to do is they buy up games that they have no interest in, that they don't give a shit about playing, so that they can flip them around in trades to other people for like a higher value item. So basically it's like, it's scalping. It's still basically scalping or like being a shitty merchant, but instead of just like buying something for a cheap price and selling it for a higher amount of money, you're instead trading it for a higher value game basically, or like than what you paid for it. So it's just a really fancy way of saying like I'm a fucking shitty merchant, like I'm a video game scalper basically. But you know, it's somehow calling these buying up games that you refer to as fodder is somehow less insulting than just straight up selling them for money. Like these games that you don't give a shit about, because you're calling them fodder. Like, you know what fodder is, right? Like it's basically just, fodder is just like shit that you feed to a cow to fatten it up, so that you can sell that cow for a higher price than what you fed it, basically, like, and make a profit off of it. You know what I mean? It's just like complete garbage, like shit, like wares, fodder, you know what I mean? I always hated this trade fodder shit. It's no different than just scalping and reselling. Number 24. Yeah, he now charges $10 to ask him a question regarding video games, because, you know, it's so much effort to, just turn on the iPhone and answer a question to your fans, you know, that have been supporting you for years, putting all this money in your pocket, you know. You can't just show the slightest bit of gratitude or respect towards these people. No, they fucking owe you. It's not worth your time to answer a question from these people who give you your livelihood, unless they're paying you money. God, I freaking hate that's like all that Patreon awards and join shit where they're just holding shit for hostage that they should just be giving you for free. I hate that shit. Number 25. He charges $20 to ask to see something in his collection in a video. Yeah, so if you want to see like a certain item in his collection, I guess you got to give him $20. I think this, I wrote this list a long time ago. I think this is shit I just read on his Patreon though. I think this comes from his Patreon. If you want to see like this copy of Magical Chase on it is a TurboGrafx game, right? Magical Chase. Yeah, if you want to see his copy of Magical Chase on camera, give him $20. Yeah, dude, why the fuck would this guy ever make a museum, a non-profit museum charity, when he can scam idiots on the internet out of $20 for him to pan a camera over a single game? Why the fuck would he run a museum then? Why would he ever do that if he can make all this fucking easy money? Ask yourself that, okay? Ask yourself that. Number 26. He begs for money on Patreon and admits the sole purpose is to acquire collection items. Yeah. All the money that he gets from Patreon goes towards video games, okay? All this bullshit about Patreon going towards the production values, yeah, just being bullshit once again. Just, yeah, barely any of these YouTubers are actually honest about that kind of shit. They just want more money. Okay, that's like typically when it comes to retro game collecting in like on YouTube, that's typically what it comes down to in most cases. I mean, there are some exceptions, of course, but I mean, yeah, Hancock is not the exception. He is the rule. Okay, that is for damn sure. He's like literally just spending it on more games that he doesn't play, that just sit in his garage, that are not going to go towards a museum. These games that he literally doesn't have time to play. These games that his kids aren't allowed to play. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. He definitely needs charity money on Patreon. You definitely need to be running a charity of Patreon, John Hancock. Yeah, it's really going towards something. You know, these unboxing videos in your fucking closet of a room in your house, yeah, that's really, you know, that's really high effort, high quality videos. It's costing you, it's so much money out of your pocket to make these videos. This studio of yours, yeah, give me a fucking break. Number 27, he shilled for the Sega Genesis flashback by @Games. And he did not disclose that he was sent a free copy. And how do I know he was sent a free copy? Because he gave the thing a glowing review. That piece of shit Sega Genesis flashback by @Games, that piece of garbage freaking emulator console that you see at Office Maxes and shit, where like literally the sound sounds like a screeching banshee, like the thing that, yeah, Dreamcast guy also shilled for and had to mute the audio because it was so bad. Like it's like, man, like that's what Green Hill Zone sounds like. I was like, shh, shh, shh. Just, it sounds like complete shit. The game runs the games like shit. Like literally your character's bouncing all over the place on the screen. It's a garbage console. But he got a free copy, and then it's funny too because he got butthurt later on because he didn't get sent a free copy of the Sega Genesis Classic, which is actually like the better, like the decent emulator console for Sega Genesis. Which, yeah, also how can these companies not fucking emulate Sega Genesis? It's like the easiest system to emulate from what I hear, but they're just that lazy. But yeah, he freaking lied to his fans, selling them on that shit because, you know, he got a little bit of payout, you know, behind the scenes. You got a free system, you know, so that, again, that's what his audience is worth to him. That's what you are worth to him. He will lie to you and get you to fucking waste your money on a piece of shit console. That's all he thinks of anybody watching his viewers are all just his wallet, okay? He does not give a fuck about you. Most of these YouTubers, yeah, none of these YouTubers I talk about on my channel give a fuck about you, okay? They have no respect for you or anybody, really. No, they're all just a bunch of self-serving, work-shy freeloaders. But number 28. Oh, yeah, I already said this. Yeah, he bitched. Oh, yeah, oh, no, yeah, he bitched about not getting a Sega Genesis Classic for free. Oh, he was so buttered. He was crying about it. Like, they did send me a console for free. He was crying over that. He's being so fucking butthurt about that stupid shit. Yeah, cry me a river, John Hancock. Yeah, you can buy your own Sega Genesis Classic or have one of your simp fans donate it to you. How about that? Because they donate you everything else in the freaking world. Number 29. He spent $2,000 of his fans' money on Magical Chase for the TurboGrafx. Yeah, TurboGrafx, right? Yeah. Oh, and this was a week after he was crying about needing money for something else. Like he was crying about needing money for something. I forget what it was. I don't know if it was the base or the roof leak or if it was something different. There's some reason though he's like crying about how he needed some extra funds. I'm pretty sure he's like begging like crazy one week, and then literally a week later he like goes on to say that you know, this local game store got a copy of Magical Chase for TurboGrafx, and for a while, I think he was trying to hide how much he spent on it. But then later on after the fact, he revealed it was $2,000, and he literally had to open up a loan install. He has an installment plan for paying off this TurboGrafx at this game store. He has installment plans where he's paying money every month to pay off this thing. Oh, if that's not an addict for a video game, I don't know what is. Like, you literally have installment plans to pay for a fucking video game that you're never going to touch. That's never going to go towards anything, dude. That's fucked up. And yeah, he's just reselling the shit. That's what I think. I think he's just obsessed with the money. He's like Mr. Krabs. That's kind of, yeah, he's definitely like a Mr. Krabs. Number 30. Constantly reminds his audience that he teaches the second grade to garner sympathy and admiration. Yeah, he always goes on, I'm a second grade teacher, I teach the second grade. No, he's always going on about that shit. And yeah, he's just trying to bait you for sympathy. I mean, clearly. Okay, or you wouldn't be bringing it up constantly. I'm a good guy. I'm a decent, respectable man. Donate to my humble museum. Number 31. He does not have enough time between teaching and raising a family to even think about running a museum. Yeah, how the fuck? You have a family of, what, 3 kids? You have a full-time job teaching, which, yeah, teaching school. I mean, there's a lot of time that goes into that. I mean, yeah, you're 8 hours a day, plus your grading assignments and all that stuff. There's a lot that goes into that. I don't see where you're going to find the time between all of that to fund, raise, build this museum, do anything that it takes. There's not enough time in the world for this guy. Like, even just looking at that alone, like, there's no fucking way that this is ever going to happen. And yeah, some people admit this and say, well, he means well, he wants to. Like, he just had these grand ideas that he couldn't fulfill. No. After everything I already read to you so far, do you think this guy has any delusions about what he's doing? No, he's scamming you all. It's not a fucking, like, little mistake or an accident. Like, oh, I just got a big head, you know. And even if he did, that's still irresponsible as fuck in Return of the Games, because you fucked up, first off. I don't feel pity for you there. But also, he knows exactly what he's doing. This is an absolute 100% scam. Nothing about this museum or this man or anything about him is honest or has any amount of integrity in any way. Okay, get the fuck out of here with that sympathy shit. No. He is not a man deserving of sympathy. No, he freaking robbed you all. He robs you all. Number 31. He does not... Oh, no, number 32. Sorry. Getting a little mixed up here. Number 32. His home is very messy with an empty fridge full of nothing. It's empty except for junk food and soda. So, yeah, his house is messy. It's also extremely small for 3 kids and a wife plus him. It's a very tiny house that he's living in. Which, yeah, I mean, if you're literally sitting on all this, like, 500 grand worth of games, dude, like, come on. You really value that over your the quality of your family's life and your home. But anyway, yeah, it's also, like, really messy. And there's an empty fridge. And yes, I know this because there's a video upload out there with his little kid. His little kid got a hold of the camera and I guess and posted a video onto YouTube on this little channel. It's like this tiny channel, but you know it's John. You see John Hancock in the video though, like multiple times, so you know it's like John Hancock in his house, and this little kid is like running around. He's like showing Pokemon cards on camera and all this stuff, and the house is really, really tiny, and it's like it's actually pretty filthy. Like, it's not very clean. It's not like abusive filthy, but it's not great. I mean, John clearly does not put effort or time into the family. It's like all about the games. And clearly, I mean, he spent like how many months building an extension on his garage, like ignoring his family, locking these games in the garage so that the kids can't touch them. They're not allowed to touch the PlayStation 5. He spends all of this time on YouTube, like all of his spare time on YouTube. Yeah, he just, like, dude, do you not love your kids? I mean, I don't get it. I think he loves his kids more than his family, honestly. I have no evidence to really believe otherwise. The only time he seems to pay attention to him is when he's like putting the camera in front of their face, like for a YouTube video, so he can garner more sympathy and admiration again. You know, I'm a second grade teacher, I'm a father. Number 33, and yeah, and like literally, there was no produce in his fridge. It was all just like fruit drinks. It was like freaking fruit juice and candy in this fridge. It was completely empty. Like, it was bizarre. Like, it kind of reminded me of Radical Reggie's fridge almost. It wasn't even like frozen meals. Like, there's literally no meal food in the fridge. Like, he must just order takeout every single night. Like, they just live off of tacos. I can imagine that. I bet he's a shitty ass tipper too, just like MJR. Yeah, there are these people who the delivery men have to go to every single day, and they fucking hate it every time because they don't get tipped jack shit. Because, you know, John's got to spend every cent he can save, he's got to spend on the games. God forbid, you know, you pay somebody adequately for providing you a service, you know. It's exactly how these people think. Number 33, in 2011, he had 19 complete US collections of video games. This is even before the museum. 160 consoles, 19 complete US collections and 160 game consoles. This is before the museum, but yeah, this guy needs your donations. This guy needs your money. This guy's also not a hoarder. This guy also apparently doesn't have a lot of money to spend on video games, as MJR puts it. Like, is he a hoarder? Is he rich? No, he says in that Pat the NES Punk podcast with MJR. They just lie out their fucking ass, dude. 19 US collections. How the fuck, dude? That is a hoarder. I'm sorry. You do not have nearly the amount of space to have these games. How did he have it? Dude, his house is even smaller back then than it is now. How the hell did he have room for any of this stuff? His garage, like, there must not have even been space to walk. Like, you literally open up the garage and, like, games are falling out of it. Like, and he has to shove them back in. How the hell? And then in as of 2017, he had 25 complete U.S. collections. So that's what 6 more complete collections he was able to obtain through the donations and stuff. And also, yeah, he doesn't have any money. He doesn't have any money for anything. And yeah, it's so funny that these dumbasses that they donate money to fix a leaky roof when this guy is like literally sitting on 500 grand worth of shit. He does not need your money, okay? He needs to become an adult. Like anybody else in the world has to sell their possessions, okay, when they fall into hard times if they have no means of paying for something. Like, it happens all the time. Like, you're not special because you have a camera in front of your face. You freeloader. Number 34. He sold DVDs of his collection for $10 each plus shipping. Yeah, so if you want to see a DVD showing off the complete collection at the time, you could buy a DVD for $10. Which also begs the question, why could you have not just made this a YouTube video for everybody to watch for free? And you probably, yeah, but no, you made a DVD to sell for $10. Maybe it's also a YouTube video and you can choose to buy it on DVD. I guess that would be less egregious, but also, why are you spending $10 plus shipping on a DVD to see John Hancock's collection? Like, get a life. Fucking Christ. Oh, number 35, here's an interesting one that I heard, so... So I heard this from somebody. They said a guy by the name of Ian Harris tried to sell him a complete in box Super Nintendo games in good condition, very good condition. John offered this guy 20% value. He originally offered him 20% value, but then I guess this guy didn't care for that, this Ian, so they negotiated a price beyond that. Or no, what they did was they agreed that more money would be sent to Ian after verification that the games were real. So John told him, John told him, like, yeah, I'll give you like 20% value for the games now. Once I found out that they're real, if I find out that they're real, I'll give you more. John told him he took the games to an expert on grading video games. It's also, how hard is it to distinguish a fake game from a real game, like reproduction-wise? It's usually pretty obvious, but he took them to an expert who said that they were fake. Ian then asks for a refund. Okay, and this is a lie, by the way, like they weren't fake, but then this Ian guy asks John for a refund. John tells the guy that he threw the games away as they were reproductions. You threw them away in the trash. Meaning, I'm not going to give you a refund. And also, yeah, if that's not shady enough, if that's not enough to show you what an asshole, liar, scam artist this John Hancock is, that alone, that fucking rip-off chicanery where he literally stole this guy's games, as he's stolen many other games. He didn't even let this Ian guy, know of any of this happening until Ian was pestering him. Hancock didn't even go to him to say this or message this guy or notify this guy. Ian had to message this guy first every single time to learn any of this information after the games were sent. If that doesn't tell you what a piece of shit John Hancock is, then there's no helping you. Then you're just a white knight. Oh, number 36. Oh, the last gamer himself said that he sent a rare game to Hancock. It was a Japanese Sonic cartridge. It was like a test cartridge. You know, sometimes they release those kind of early test cartridge sort of things. And so anyway, John told him that it was common and not desirable. Because, of course, this is what Hancock always does, just lying to people, telling them that their stuff isn't valuable, but yet, please send me it, please send me it. It's not valuable. Please, I need it for the museum. It was not that desirable. Last gamer later found out it was worth $500. Yeah, John Hancock, you know, your hired chickens are coming home to roost, I would say. Fucking asshole. Fucking asshole, dude. These asshole collectors. Number 37, he bans people for merely mentioning the game museum. If you make any comment regarding the game museum, he fucking bans you and he blocks you. Yeah, that's a real honest fella. He's really looking to make this museum and not just have people forget about it and, you know, scapegoat away from it. Yeah, that he hides and bans any comments regarding the game museum. Yeah, gee, I wonder why he would do that unless, you know, he was trying to hide the game museum's existence, try to shut people up about it. Oh, yeah. That makes sense for somebody to do, an honest feller. Yeah, give me a fucking break. He even once went on the record, and I quote, he called asking about the game museum rude. Direct quote from his, it's rude to ask about the game museum that he has been promising you for years, that he's been pushing off, that he's been accepting money, that he's been stealing your money, that he's been stealing your games for. You as a person who donate games and money to him, to this museum, towards a promise, asking about this promise, why hasn't there been no updates? Why are you not talking about the museum? Where's my money? Where's my games? That's rude! Not stealing the games, not stealing the money, not lying to people, not running a fake charity scam, being a fucking piece of shit, selling off donated games. That's not rude. You're rude. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, fucking don't want to talk about rude. What an asshole. What a hypocritical douchebag. You're rude. That's rude. God. Number 38. Oh, what the hell did I write here? Oh, MSX Homebrew. There's a system of some sort, or like an emulator system or something. MSX Homebrew. Hancock did not cover a new release for that system that he collects for because the company only provided him with a digital copy and not a physical copy of it. Oh yeah, so the company that made MSX Homebrew sent him a free copy, which, John doesn't accept free copies. John doesn't make sponsored content, blindly shilling for shit. Gets sent a free copy of the Sega Genesis flashback. Oh no, he cries when he doesn't get sent free copies of shit to review, like the Sega Genesis Classic. No, he accepts free gifts in exchange for good press. He literally fucking admitted it. He cries when he doesn't get the free games. He won't just review it otherwise. He won't just give the system a fair shake unless he sent his fucking cut, his free game. No. But yeah, he refused to cover this game for that system because the company only provided him with a digital copy and not a physical one. Or at least offered. I forget if he actually took it. I think he might have actually straight up took the digital copy and not covered it, I think. It was at least only offered a digital copy and not a physical. And it was such an insult that he refused to cover the game, despite having that MSX Homebrew. What a dick, right? Number 39, he gets brutally roasted and exposed on other channels. I don't know what the hell I tried to write here. Yeah, he gets brutally roasted and exposed. Well, yeah, he does. But then I wrote also in the same line, John Riggs Hancock Game Tour 2019. What the fuck? John Riggs Hancock Game Room Tour 2019? I don't know what the hell I meant by that. I don't know what I meant. I'm sorry. I wrote this list a long time ago. I don't know what the fuck I meant by that. I guess maybe there's something funny in that John Riggs Hancock Game Room Tour of 2019. I don't remember what I meant by that, but... Number 14, claims to have gotten that NES Stadium Events cartridge for $100 through a trade at a game expo. That game's worth I think almost $10,000. That game's worth a shit ton of money now, $10,000 at least, or just a handful of years ago. I guess I don't know what this game is fucking worth, this NES Stadium Events. It's got to be worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, though. He got it for $100. He traded something worth $100. That's what it was. Yeah, he traded something worth $100 at the time, or he paid $100 for it. I forget which. First off, I don't know if I buy that. Second off, if that's true, also, fucking Christ, dude. This guy does not deserve to he does not deserve that copy of that game. He just doesn't. Number 41. He apparently has moved all of his e-begging and his game donations and his money donations, a lot of this shit, the game museum shit. He still begs, he still gets games from people. The game donations that he claims he doesn't get anymore on YouTube, or implies that he doesn't. All game donations have stopped. He's still, from what I can tell, he's still like accepting a shit ton of game donations just from Facebook. He does a lot of activity on Facebook these days because that's where you get like the hyper simps, and it's way easier to block people and prevent people and naysayers from getting in these Facebook groups. It's way more controlled of an environment than YouTube. So he does all of his begging and bullshit on Facebook now, from what I hear. So yeah, he's still up to the same old tricks. He's just hiding the fact that he is. Number 42, he took down a video on his channel advertising his join button, advertising a join button on his channel because he got a shit ton of backlash. Yeah, he wanted to charge people like $5-10 a month to get like a couple of exclusive emojis or some shit. It was just the most pathetic video you've ever seen. And even Ken's Game Collection took a stab at him for that shit, dude. Everybody was giving Hancock shit for this one, man. Oh my God. Number 43. Someone uploaded every compilation video of every donation Hancock has showed off in videos, every game donation. And the compilation was over 8 hours long. I'm pretty sure it was like a shit ton long a time. It was like at least hours and hours long. I was told it was 8 hours long. I haven't seen it for myself to say, but yeah. He's gotten so many donations that if you literally link all the footage together of him like holding them up one after the other, it like lasts hours and hours and hours and hours. Like crazy, right? God, what a freeloader. Number 44. He once condescendingly referred to the Last Gamer and was quoted saying, and I quote, "I heard Last Gamer took down his Lamborghini videos," as he proceeds to take a sip of Dr. Pepper. Just being such a freaking salty, boasting asshole. What a dick. Number 45, he bought Magical Chase for the TurboGrafx for $2,000 and then opened an installment loan at a local game store to pay it off. Like, you're such a hoarder that you're spending thousands of dollars on games you don't have the money for. But yeah, I mentioned that already. Number 46, he treats commenters on his channel like that, similarly to his second graders. So he's like super condescending. Like he talks to people who comment on his YouTube channel like they're like little kids, just insulting their intelligence, just, talking down to him like a little kid, like a little boy. And then at the same time, his comments and replies on his YouTube channel constantly have misspelling errors. Like he misspells all this shit. There's so many spelling errors on his channel. But yeah, he talks down to like his fans like they're little kids when also, yeah, he can't spell despite the fact that he's a grade school teacher. Like, what a dunce. He like can't spell for a fuck, and then he just talks down to people like they're little kids. And also, yeah, if you talk down to your audience this way, like, doesn't that like imply or make you think that, you're accepting money and donations and getting all these clicks and Patreon money and everything else from like a bunch of little kids and like mentally ill people, that you talk down to them like their little kids are mentally ill? I think it's a little bit telling there. Oh shit, I think I wrote a repeat here. Oh, well, I had one earlier that didn't actually have a number, so it's still 50 reasons. Number 47, he cried about there being too many YouTubers in a video titled, "Are there too many YouTubers?" Yeah, and of course he thinks there's too many YouTubers. Number 48, Drunken Master Paul is the one who came up with John Hancock's nickname, the Immortal. Apparently, Drunken Master Paul was the one who came up with the nickname, the Immortal John Hancock, which, yeah, we don't need to go into Drunken Master Paul, what a creep that guy is. He's, like, married, groping other people's wives at beach vacations, like, rolling around in the fucking sand with a dog getting sand in his privates as he proceeds to get hosed down like a dirty dog. He's, like, got a freaking raging boner popping in his shorts, too, while he's playing with the dog on the beach on camera. And you see him later on and like that, he doesn't have the boner. Like it's very clear. That guy's just a freaking predator. That guy's a nut job, and he's like definitely an alcoholic, and he can't even open his eyes. That guy's a weirdo. And yeah, of course, he's a Metal Jesus associate as well, because everybody in this Metal Jesus Rocks crew is a freaking nut job. They're all a bunch of scammers and thieves. Number 49. He is terrible at video games. All of his gameplay footage that he's uploaded on has been terrible, which he has no excuse, because I'm certain that he doesn't interact with the audience barely at all. I mean, a lot of my gameplay streams had like pretty shitty gameplay, but that's because I responded to every single individual comment that I received on the stream, because I don't like ignoring people. So It's like I was probably putting 30% into the game, but yeah, like freaking Hancock, I don't think that's the case. I don't even know if the gameplay uploaded was live streams. It might have just been his own gameplay, like in an actual video, and yeah, it's all terrible from what I hear. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Oh, here's another one that doesn't have a number. This is just a bonus one. He appears to be filming out of a closet these days. So all these like weird unboxing videos that he does, he's cramped up in this tiny room, which yeah, basically looks like a closet because every corner and wall of this room is like lined up with just all sorts of video game stuff, like boxes, games, everything else. So he's like cooped up basically in this little corner, it looks like. Like these videos are all honestly like claustrophobic to look at. It just looks like this tiny little room. I don't even know if it's a bedroom. Like I think it's just some kind of big closet or something. And he holds up in this corner in front of the TV. He's like, basically he's doing these unboxings like on an ottoman box or something that's sitting right next to him. He does all these unboxings of these games that he's, I'm sure, never playing. That, yeah, you just get close-ups of his greasy hands, like touching these games all over, getting fingerprints all over, and yeah, his freaking unclipped fingernails that are dirty as fuck, like half the time. It's just gross. And while you're in this tiny cramped up room, like super up close with him, it's so claustrophobic. And that's basically all he's doing nowadays is like videos in that format. It's like, it's not a good format, really. I would expect somebody who's like, you know, making a legit like fucking killing or earning on YouTube to, you know what I mean, have like better production values, I guess. You know what I'm saying? On number 49, no word on the museum and how long. When's the last time this guy has ever even so much as mentioned the game museum on his channel? Like seriously, has it been a year yet? Has it been over a year? I feel like it's been fucking forever. Has he, like, when have the words "the museum" come out of his mouth or showed up in a comment or anything, like, on his YouTube channel? No, he's just definitely trying to scapegoat away from that shit big time. Just getting people to forget that it's even happening. And as for the finale, number 50, and here's the biggie. He keeps his family impoverished in favor of supporting his video game hoarding addiction. Yeah. This guy literally loves video games and his video game collection and values them more than his own flesh and blood, his own family, his own children, his wife, everything. It's his one and only true passion on this earth. It's the one thing he values over everything, is the video game collection. I mean, look at it, dude. He builds extensions on his garage to make room for more games. Doesn't do anything to build up the house, buy a new house, this tiny house that's like clearly not livable for like what, 5 people? Like likely not. It seems like a very tiny house, very dirty, messy house. No, like empty fridge. There's no food in this house. Okay. He has no regard for these children. They're not even allowed to like touch his precious games. They can't even touch these used games. He's like hovering over the shoulder, making sure that, you know, they're not touching the PlayStation 5 or you'll get in trouble. He won't buy a better house or like put additions on this house or build onto this house. He builds onto the garage for the sake of the video games, but as for the main house, like not really. Or if he does build on the main house, it's just to store more games again. He won't do it for his family's sake. I can only imagine how much of his house is actually, you know, just stuffed to the brim with games too. It's probably more than just his garage. So how many rooms in this house even are these kids and wife restricted from being in? He has at least at this point, what did I say? He has like 26 complete collections of games, at least 160 game consoles. He's got all these rare, amazing treasures. He's got that NES game that he got for $100 for a trade on an expo that's worth like probably like 10 grand, if not more. It's worth a shit ton, fuck pile of money. But that's more important to you than selling that off to, you know, pay for your kid's college education or a nicer house or buy their first car or anything. Or a maid to clean your house, seeing as you're incapable. Like none of this stuff takes priority over any video games. Any video games. Not even all the video games, just any of them. Any video game at all in his collection is worth more to him than any of the things I stated. because he won't, if he is selling this shit off, it's in private. Well, like when he said that he sells off duplicates of games, guess what he's buying with the money that he's selling off with the duplicates of games that are being donated to him? More games. That's what he's spending it on. The small fortune he made, it's all going towards the games. His family is like more or less like living, like they're living like lower middle class, like they're basically impoverished when there's no reason for it. He could buy an amazing house, or at least like a decent one. You don't have to go all, I mean, you don't have to buy a mansion or anything. Like nobody needs a mansion, but like buy something halfway decent. Like buy a house that, you know, they can look back on memories of fondly and not just being holed up in a fucking closet to make room for daddy's precious video games. You know, this guy's just a piece of shit. Like he cares about the video games and cares about the money for the video games more than anything on this earth, more than his friends, more than his family, more than any of his viewers. That's for damn sure. He'll lie to you, cheat you, scam you, fucking block you, ban you if it can mean getting one over you. Like getting his little mitts in your pockets and seeing what he can pull out of it, you know? Such a disrespectful, horrible asshole of a person. What a piece of shit. He's one of the worst on YouTube. And I've only made one video about this guy, so it felt good to be able to do it again and just give him the complete roast, give him the complete Afrogamerdude deluxe, you know, special treatments. So yeah, that's it for this one. Let me know if you guys liked it or not. But anyway, that's it for this video. Signing out. Take care, everybody.